Enjoying time in the great outdoors, breathing in fresh sea air, enjoying uninterrupted views the way that Mother Nature intended it, spending time active as a family or socialising with friends, learning new hobbies and new skills, all of these things have been proven to improve not just our physical, but our psychological and our emotional health as well. So when it comes to making a huge decision like purchasing a property, it's not surprising that families are taking all of these things into consideration and assessing how the location is going to impact on their lifestyle. Now, the property that we're here to show you today is quite literally a matter of yards away from this very spot. You join us on Fleetwood Golf Course alongside the Irish Sea, where on a clear day you can see all the way over to the rolling hills of the Lake District and even as far as the Isle of Man. On top of that, we're also only minutes away from Rossall Private School, as well as being in a short commutable distance to Affinity Lancashire, where you can enjoy a coffee, dare I say it, away from the children. We've got public transport links and even a ferry that can get you over to Knott End in under 10 minutes. So if you like the idea of purchasing a property with all of this quite literally on your doorstep, then stay tuned to today's feature. This is Escape to the Fylde, and welcome to today's property. So you join me now on the other side of the golf course, and with that said, it gives me tremendous pleasure to introduce you to Prince's Way. Now, as you can see, we've got an architecturally stunning detached home which sits proudly on this extensive plot. Now, to the front of the property, including the electric garage, we've got enough off-road parking for several vehicles. That's only half of the plot though, because to the far side, we've got these amazing, well-maintained landscape gardens. Let's take a closer look. Now, the property itself was built in the mid-1930s, and the brickwork is of course typical of properties from that period, although more recently the property has been given a clean, fresh, crisp lease of life thanks to this wonderful rendering which extends all the way through to the extension. Now, the extension was added around 25 years ago, but we're going to take a much closer look at what that house is in a moment. But for now, let's take a look through the entrance hallway to see what else this home has got to offer. Now, this isn't something that I'd ordinarily say, but it has to be said that the front door on this property really does deserve a special mention. In fact, the whole entrance hallway to this property deserves a special mention. You can tell that if you owned this property, it's a home that you'd feel so proud to walk through the door of every single time. Now, once we enter into the property, the entrance hallway is absolutely enormous. It almost feels like a reception room in its own right. Now, this space divides the two wings of the home, but they say that the kitchen is the heart of every family home. So let's start our tour there and see what the kitchen has got to offer. Now, for me, this space really does capture the essence of exactly what a family kitchen is all about. Now, the kitchen diner extends from the front of the property all the way through to the back, and either side benefit from a large double glazed window which really does just flood the whole space with natural light. Generous in size, the kitchen faces the rear elevation of the property. Installed only a few short years ago, the space has a real contemporary feel and is finished to a high standard. Solid marble worktops surround the border of the room, really amplifying that feeling of quality. The Britannia electric oven is topped with gas-powered hobs, which work with the rustic cupboard doors, giving a real country feel. This room also offers a wine cooler with enough room for an American-style fridge freezer. Beyond the kitchen, we've got a dedicated utility space which houses the dishwasher, washing machine and dryer, as well as offering yet more storage. Beyond the utility room, we've got a substantial space which is currently being used as a home office. Now, this room benefits from an integral door which gives you access to the garage at the front of the property. As well as that, we've got large double glazed sliding doors which pave way into the private gardens to the rear. So the grounds in this property are every inch as impressive as the home itself. Now, as we step out into the rear garden, we've got a substantial plot which stretches every inch of the home itself and then some. It's landscaped and it's been finished to an exceptional standard. It's been really well maintained by the current homeowners, and it's got to be said they've done a phenomenal job of really making sure that this garden is perfectly in fitting with the wonderful family home that they've built. Now, this garden really does have something for everybody. We've got a pond with the most wonderful water feature, which you can probably hear trickling away as we speak. You can just imagine making the most of the outdoor dining arrangement, sitting by that of a morning as you have your morning coffee and set up the day ahead. Now, on the borders of the garden, we've got the most beautiful floral arrangement, which really does do a great job of making this space feel nice and enclosed and private. As you can see, we've got a beautiful landscape lawn, which is huge and plenty big enough for the children to tire themselves out. But for those who have got extra energy to burn, well, let's take a look at what that extension that I mentioned earlier has got to offer. So now you've seen the gardens outside, I'm sure you'll agree when I say that you'd be hard pressed to ever grow tired of those surroundings. In fact, the current homeowners have lived here for some 45 years and tell me that every time they step outside, it's as if they've gone into the garden for the first time. But if, for whatever reason, you did feel like relaxing indoors instead, then what better way to do that than with your very own private swimming pool? Now, as well as offering a place to relax and a place to exercise, this extension also houses your very own private sauna, a shower, as well as an indoor dining arrangement. When we top that off with the floral surroundings as well as this turfed floor, it really is the perfect space to find tranquility. Now, a live musical performance might seem like quite a grand way to introduce a room, but this room deserves nothing less. Now, this reception room stretches from the front aspect of the property all the way through to the rear elevation. As you can see from the large window behind me, it gives you a direct view into the private gardens to the rear. For me, a real feature about this space has got to be the gas fireplace, which sits centrally. Again, the perfect space for the whole family to come together. Separated only by a sliding glass door, the dining room sits beside the living room and offers the perfect space for those who prefer a more formal dining arrangement. Making the most of the square footage available, the current vendors have converted the space under the stairs into a downstairs WC. Although this is a fully functional suite, it still offers additional storage. So as we come up to the first floor in this property, the feeling of grandeur and the sheer volume of space available only continues. Just look at the size of this landing, and it paves way to the master bedroom, which sits at the rear elevation of the property. Now, as you can see for yourself, this is a huge, substantial room. On top of that, we've got ample built-in storage which surrounds the border of the room. As well as that, we've got a large double glazed window which gives you an uninterrupted view into the tranquil gardens to the rear. Now, as if that wasn't enough, this room has also got its own master ensuite, although the term ensuite doesn't quite do this space justice because the size is more comparable to a family bathroom. Also on the first floor, we've got two additional double bedrooms, both of which face the front elevation of the property and also have ample built-in storage. All of the bedrooms on the top floor are served by a family bathroom, which again is substantial in size as we've come to expect from this property. It features a contemporary walk-in double shower, a heated towel rail, a freestanding bath and a toilet. So the current configuration of this property gives easy access to the loft space up above. Now, this vast area could be converted to additional bedroom space subject to the relevant permissions being granted. Now, speaking of planning permission, some years ago the current vendors got plans drawn up to have a completely separate dwelling, a detached home built alongside this property, which gives you a good idea of the sheer size of this plot. Now, this home is so impressive throughout that it's virtually impossible to choose a favourite space. Having said that, for me, this space really is something quite special. Now, to the right of me, we've got the fourth and final double bedroom, which again has got great views overlooking the gardens to the rear. But for me, the real piece de resistance has got to be this fantastic entertaining area. Behind me, we've got a built-in bar and an additional reception room. But without a doubt, the most impressive feature has got to be these superb panoramic views that go across the golf course to the rear. You can even see as far as the Irish Sea and the rolling hills of the Lake District. This really is a view that's difficult to convey into words, so please take a look for yourself. Now, as much as I'd love to have you here with us all day, unfortunately that concludes today's tour. Now, if you like what you've seen from this wonderful extended detached family home and you could envisage yourself waking up to this view every morning, then why not give me a call on the details that follow to arrange your very own private viewing. My name's Ben, thank you for watching.